Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. We're here and we are live. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Sunday night, a rainy Sunday night in the big fucking city, dude. I'm feeling it, you know? Just another one of those 5-day stretches where you're just fucking drinking way too much, not getting good sleep, you know, and you just start to feel like, man, this is taking a toll. This is taking a toll, and I can't do this forever like I used to, you know. I think, like, you know, like some people have like body dysmorphia. I think I have like age dysmorphia. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in my last year of my 30s. I'm 29 years old. And I don't know. There's a lot of things, you know, I feel like a lot of people are married with kids and shit, you know, and they got these big wig jobs and whatnot, and they have all these things going, and they're big old adults. Do you know what I mean? They're just fucking adults, and I don't know why, but I don't look at myself like that, you know? Like, I saw, you know, like a gray hair coming in, and I was like, well, what the fuck is that? That's not supposed to be here. I'm just a young old guy, you know what I mean? I'm just a youngin'. And I think it's because, like, so many people, they get into these jobs, these corporate jobs, and it just fucking kills their soul. It just kills their inner child, and they never goof, you know? They're never just being a silly goose. And that's all I do. All I do is I silly goose, you know? Because that's what I do, and that's what I'm trying to do as a fucking career. Is just be a goddamn silly goose. But, you know, then when you interact with other people who are a similar age or maybe even, like, you know, a little bit older, and you just like talk to them, you're like, oh my God, you just like, you're not fun. You know what I mean? There's just something about it where, I don't know. It's I just think about that sometimes, like when I look at other people, and I'm like, oh, why, you know, they're that age, and then I'm like, oh, I'm like this same age. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, you know, everybody posts like bullshit little quotes and things on their Instagram, like about how you should never grow up and all this fucking dumb gay shit about your inner child and all this stuff. And it's like nobody's out here living it. Nobody's out here doing it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to keep the pilot light on my inner child lit. You know what I mean? And everyone goes these fucking 9-to-5s, and they live for the weekend and go party at a bar and do all this shit. And yeah, I mean, I think I've talked about this before, but like, I'm so happy that I laugh as often as I do, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it fucking is, man. You talk to people who they don't have that in their life. Like, they just don't laugh a lot. And I'm like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Are you just like, what is the disparity between the person you are on the outside, like the person you show to the world, and then the person you are on the inside? Like, when you just get through the door at the end of the day and you just like shed off that suit and loosen that tie, you just like, fuck, you know what I mean? You just look in the mirror and just wish you could be yourself. I mean, it's terrifying, you know? That was the biggest, like, revelation when I took shrooms, was this idea that there's an inside me and an outside me, and trying to narrow the gap between those two people and try to let them, like, coexist. I'm getting, like, a little, you know, it's getting deep, but that was, like, my big revelation of just, like, just be your fucking self. Just be yourself. And there's so many people who can't be themselves. They have to like put on airs for other people, I guess. And it just it scares me, you know? And I was so New York Comedy Club had like a holiday party today, and I was walking there and I saw this like old woman on like an electric scooter, like the stand-up electric scooters, and my initial thought was like, what are you doing? You're too old to ride that fucking thing. You know? Hair was all gray. I'm like, you can't have a head, you can't have gray hair and riding a stand-up scooter. Like, grow up. And then I immediately was like, oh, that's gonna be me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm gonna be the older guy who's like, oh, I have a bicycle. I don't have a car. I have a bicycle, and I'm riding my bike over the bridge, you know, and I still am wearing a backpack. I think that's like the last bastion of like, that's like the hot gates for adulthood and childhood is like whether or not you still wear a backpack. You know what I mean? You never see, I've said this before, you never see like 70-year-old dudes with backpacks. Even like 60-year-old dudes you don't see. At some point, people they figure out how to carry all the things that they need, just like in their pockets. They whittle down things out of their life where I'm like, where do you put like your, extra jacket in case it gets cold, and your notebooks and your pens and, you mean you don't carry around a camera and a tripod in case you get thrown up at a show? In case they get what happens if they give you time? Like most 70-year-olds, they're like, what? What are you talking about? They have like one jacket that they keep in the trunk of their car. I think about that a lot. Like every person, every like normal person's life that I look at, I'm like, man, I don't think my life is gonna look anything like that. And I still don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Because it's like, I don't want to settle and just give up and do all that, and I'm not going to. But on the other hand, you don't want to be the person who doesn't like think ahead at all and doesn't like prepare for the fact that at some point your body is going to start to fail you, and that's really where it all just goes to shit. And you gotta figure out how to keep this little meat vehicle just keep a chugging along, because it'll start to fucking break down on you. I mean, I got to be aware of that. Like I was at a show last night, and they gave me like, you got to order a meal, because that's sometimes the only way you get paid is with food. And so I ordered a salad, and I was like eating the lettuce and the tomatoes and the cucumbers, and I was like, these are the first vegetables I've had in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I eat pretty much like I eat like the same thing every day. And so I'm almost like used to the texture, the taste, everything about what I eat. And when I was like eating dressed lettuce, I was like, oh, this is different. Oh, this isn't that bad. This is pretty good. I got like a chicken Cobb salad. I haven't had blue cheese, and I'm not even like a blue cheese. I was never a blue cheese guy, but you know what? If you have like just the slightest smidge in a bite, it's not bad. It adds like a little bit of funk, but I don't like a big old crumble of blue cheese. That I can't get behind. But I was like eating a vegetable, and I was like, yeah, I should probably have more of this. And I'm sitting across from this dude who's like a vegetarian. He probably feels the same way about meat. Although he probably is not going to eat meat, because He thinks it's like really bad if you eat meat, you know? But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, just fucking burning the candle, man. Just burning the candle, going to Tennessee tomorrow. Well, if you are listening to this, I'm either in Tennessee or I'm on my way to Tennessee. I got a flight tomorrow morning that I got to go all the way to fucking Newark for. God damn it. It just adds like another hour and a half or at least an hour of travel, you know. I think my flight's at 10:30 and I don't know. Are you like is anyone like a 2 hour before the flight? I'm what's the word? Compulsively early to flights. And I never get stuck in TSA. It's never happened. But I know that the one fucking time that I'm like, I'll just leave and I'll get there, give myself a little bit of time. I know that's the time when there's going to be one person working and there's a line out the door. I just know it. And so I can't not get there 2 hours early, and I fucking breeze through, and then I'm on the other side, and it's like, okay, I guess now I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna get a coffee, because that's obviously the best way that I'm gonna be able to kill time right now. So I'm gonna get a coffee. I'm gonna wait in that line. That's gonna take, that whole process will be 5 minutes, and it's way too early in the morning to eat anything, but I'm here and I have nothing to do, so I'm going to eat. And then I eat something that wasn't that good. It was either packaged or just, some overpriced breakfast sandwich. And then you sit down and you're like, well, I guess I'll just stare at my fucking phone for the next hour and 15 minutes. It's so annoying. I wish I was one of these people who could just fucking roll up and they're like, they walk up to the gate as they're boarding. If the plane started to board and I was not at the gate, I'd like have a panic attack. I'm like, they're gonna leave me behind. But I know a lot of people who just roll up and they're like, all right, here we go. I'm like, so you don't like browse? Every airport every flight I've ever taken, I'm always just like browsing. I'm going to the Hudson News. I'm looking at books that I think, oh, maybe I'll be a book guy now. Maybe I'll read this book. All right, yeah, I'll read this. This book on whatever the fuck it is. They always have like the dumb new nonfiction, or yeah, I'll read Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights. Sure, I'll be that guy. It's like a 2-hour flight. I think I'm gonna like blow through a book on a flight. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Just be a normal person and just download something on your phone or on your iPad and just fucking watch that. Because you think you're going to read, you're not. You're not going to read, and I'm not going to get any writing done. I cannot write anything on a plane because I open my notebook and it doesn't matter who I'm sitting next to. I think that I don't know if it's narcissistic or self-centered to think that they're watching or even interested in what I'm writing, but I know that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, I start to write and I'm like, I'm self-editing as if someone is over my shoulder watching me. You know what I mean? So I can't, I've tried before. And I never get anything done. And it's a problem. Also, flights just like fuck you up. They do something to your body, You ever like take a water bottle on a flight and then you see like the water bottle after you land and it's like it's like imploded? You're like, what is that doing to my body? I'm not imploding, but it's something's happening, right? It's not good. It's not great. I'm sure there's some science that's done. Somebody's done that, I always feel like shit after I fly. I don't know if it's the combustion or just the early mornings or the pressure, the germs, the whatever. And they're not cleaning those planes. There's no way they're fucking cleaning those planes. You could, I figured who was going to do this, but somebody was like, we should, oh, fuck me. Somebody was like, you should do an experiment where, like on a piece of paper, you write down, like, hey, I'm a comedian from New York. I'm just doing a test. Let me know if you find this, and if you do, that means that they didn't clean this tray table, and then take a photo of this and tag me in it online. And basically, and then you put that in the tray table, just to see if they fucking clean it. And honestly, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. There's no way. I think they spot clean. If somebody spilled some shit, if there's some fucking pretzels on the ground, they don't care. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody at any job cares. They just don't, I was in like a Target where was I? I was in Macy's, and there was just a clear homeless man, and he's just walking around, he's talking to himself. His shoes are just coming apart. He's dirty. He smells, but he somehow has a Macy's bag, and he's just like walking around this floor of Macy's, and he's just like putting stuff. He's just putting shit in the bag, and obviously he's not going to pay for it. And I was watching this happen, and I'm looking at him, but I'm also looking at all the employees watching him, and they're all just staring at him. They're all just staring, because I guess he hasn't technically stolen anything, But they all have a sharp eye on him of just like, I feel like somebody should do something. But I don't want to be the one to do it, It's like this, younger homeless dude, and then I'm watching this, guy he's the attendant at like the club room, or like a Lacoste, and he's all dressed up and spiffy to the nines, like an older 65-year-old dude or whatever, and he talks about the trousers, and he sells button-down polos, and I work here at Macy's, the department store, and I've got a real job at department store. And he's just watching this homeless dude shove his neatly folded polos into a bag, and he's like, well, I don't stand for that, the filth in this city. And I don't know, part of me was just like, just let him go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know it's hurting somebody somewhere if he takes these polos, but just let him. It would make his whole week if he somehow got away with that. Because there's no way he thinks he's going to. There's tags on everything, like the security tags. Maybe he's not. Maybe he didn't think that far ahead, but he definitely doesn't think he's gonna get away with it. He can't. There's no way. He's just blatantly putting stuff in his bag. But how crazy would that be if he's like walking towards the exit, and the security guard just like tips his hat, like, all right, have a good day, man. And he's like, what? That'd be insane. And is it really? I don't know. I know it's not good if he steals, but like, is it really hurting the bottom line of the company? No. And it helps out this fucking homeless dude. Dude, can you imagine this homeless dude with a fresh fucking Lacoste button-down polo, and he goes back to the shelter, just straight up, flexing on his boys. They all got their fucking ragtag shirt that they've been wearing it for like 7 months straight, and he's just got the freshest, crispest polo, and then like some Gucci sweatpants. Like, how hysterical. They'd be like, wait, dude, whoa, how'd you fucking cop those? That's so fresh, He's got like a, polo hat or some shit. You actually probably wouldn't want that as a homeless guy, because then it makes it harder to beg for money. I've said this about being homeless before. Like, the hardest part is probably got to be like your first day, like your first week of being homeless, because you don't like look homeless yet. You know what I mean? Like, how long does it take for you to get like like homeless people, they're always in sweatpants. At some point, you just gravitate from jeans to sweatpants, and then you just get like this giant sweat, piss, ass stain on the sweatpants that just like stays there. I don't know how it happens, but it comes and then it's there to stay. But that's like the indicator of, those are like, that lets you know that they're repping homelessness. That's like the pirate flag. Like, okay, we know what he's about, is those piss sweatpants. If you're trying to ask me for money and you don't got the piss sweatpants, get out of my face, because you're doing fine, okay? Until you graduate to piss sweatpants level, don't come and talk to me. You know what I mean? So it would actually probably hurt the guy if he then tried to go on the train and be like, hey, I'm down on my luck. I'm broke. I got no money. I got no place to sleep. But he's just got like a fresh polo and Gucci pants on. But like, what else is he supposed to do? He's not going to sell it. He probably doesn't have the wherewithal to set up like a small storefront, a little stand on the corner of the street. You see that sometimes, like people selling. I don't know where they get them from. Like, you'll see it all the time in Midtown. People have like a little tarp laid out, and they're just like a bunch of. I mean, they're probably all fake, but even if they're fake, they have like Gucci purses and Prada bags and shit, and they're all just laid out. And then, like when they see the cops coming, they throw it in a suitcase and zip it up, because I guess they can't search for it unless it's like a warrant or something. But I do wonder like how they. Like, where do they get those? Is it all just stolen? But like, where are you stealing that much shit from? Did you like do a fucking heist on a fake Prada bag truck? You know what I mean? Like, where does all the fake shit come from? Probably China, right? But then how is it getting over here? Is there like a whole, I'd love to see a documentary about that. Like a whole underground industry of the fake bags and fake clothes and fake watches. Like, where is it coming from? Who's making it? Who's at the top, Who's running the fake bag empire? Is it one person? Is it like a collective of people? Do they have a board of trustees with a CEO and a CFO and all that shit? Like, we run the fake bag stands on Canal Street, and, we got a real fucking business going. It's a great racket because you get tourists to come in and they don't know any better. And then they buy some, fake bag for Christmas, as a gift for somebody back home, and they don't know the difference. Like, could you tell the difference? Could anyone tell the difference between, like, a real Gucci bag and a fake Gucci bag? Just by looks. Maybe by feel you can, because it's not, like, real leather or something, but I couldn't. No way I could. Same thing with, like, a fake Rolex. I couldn't do that shit. But they got them. Dude, I'd rock a fake Rolex. I would. It's not like somebody's going to call you out, right? There's no way that fucking Rolex is real, bro. There's no way. The only way, you'd have to be like a Rolex guy. You'd have to fucking know your shit. In which case, you're a goddamn nerd, okay? What is that, a thing you do at parties? You just go around, look at people's watches, tell them if it's real or fake or not? You used to fucking watch Buzzkill? Grow up, dude. Nobody gives a shit if it's real or fake anymore. If it's actually real or fake. As long as it looks... Does it look fucking cool on Instagram? That's all we care about, dude. God, my stomach keeps gurgling. I had like a bad night the other night, and I went to Carvel, and I went in there with the plan of I was going to buy a goddamn ice cream cake because I'm a piece of shit. But what I saw was instead they had ice cream, like cookie sandwiches, like 2 chocolate chip cookies with ice cream in the middle, and then they like rolled the ice cream part in chocolate chips. I mean, Jesus Christ. And then it was a package of that. So pretty much the exact same size and like amount of sweet as a cake, but it was like 15 or 20 ice cream chocolate chip cookie sandwiches. And I just came home from that party, and I was a little bit tips, had a little bit of whiskey. Shout out to Bodega Cat Whiskey. Mark Norman and Sam Morrill's whiskey. Had a little bit of that. Not bad, actually. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be shit. I thought it was just going to be some bullshit whiskey that they're putting their name on and selling, but not bad. And I'm not even a whiskey rye guy. So if you ever see Bodega Cat whiskey, check it out. It's not bad. But anyway, yeah, I was feeling a little boozed up or whatever, and I made some eggs, and then I saw the fucking ice cream sandwiches, and I had 3 left, and I ate all 3 of them, and they're about 350 calories each, so no big deal. I'm sure I'll be hurting tomorrow morning. That's the other thing too. I always eat like shit right before a fucking flight. I'm gonna be so goddamn tired tomorrow. It's not even gonna be funny. But yeah, I'm going into Nashville. Got a buddy who lives out there. I'm going to crash there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I didn't have any shows. I'm still waiting to hear back about some spots out there. So if anybody knows somebody in Nashville who's got some comedy connects, want to hit your boy up, I will be open. But only, that's the thing, is like I'm only going there from Monday to Wednesday. So there's just not a lot going on, I guess. So I'm going to Nashville, and then I will be going out to Chattanooga. At Chattanooga on Wednesday. Got some shows there. Going out there with my buddy Ted Barton, and I'm gonna be there from like Wednesday to Tuesday, I think. I don't think Ted is staying that long. I thought he was, but he's ditching me for his family, so I'm going to be alone there for a few days. It's fine. Thought I was going to be there with my friend, but I guess I'll go fucking axe throwing or something by myself, Go sit in a bar alone and sing karaoke. It's not going to be sad. No, just kidding. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't know. I was also toying with the idea of going to Atlanta. For shit, but that would require renting a car, and the budget's getting a little bit tight towards the end of the year. You got Christmas gifts to buy, rent is due, all that horse shit. So I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, but I am excited to just get out of the city a little bit and just have everything calm down a bit. I've been running at a high fever pitch. I've been interacting with people a lot. It's a lot of attention, and I just need some alone time in a place that's not New York City and is not my apartment, Every few months you got to get out. You got to get the fuck out, which maybe is a sign that people shouldn't live here. Are other places like that? Are there other places in the country where they just people walk out their door, they're like, I got to get the fuck out of here for a few days. I really got to just... You know what I mean? Like this place is, God, my fucking stomach. Can you guys hear that? My stomach is just gurgling like a motherfucker. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. This place is hell. Speaking of getting out of here, how about fucking Brittany Griner, huh? Trading her for a Russian arms dealer. No biggie. It seems like a fair trade. I mean, what a big moment this is for the WNBA, huh? I mean, nobody was fucking talking about that league until this chick got arrested. So it's good that she's back. I just saw like an article that was like, as soon as she got on the plane, she shook the hands of all the crew. Like, that was the whole article, which is like, okay. And it was like, and then she sat on the plane and she just kept talking. She just kept talking and talking and had so much to say. And it's like, I wonder if Russia had a similar article printed about their guy, that they got back. The fucking arms dealer. Oh, as soon as he came back, he immediately put in an order for 900 fucking nukes. Just got right back to business. It's good to see. It's what you want to see from the Russian arms dealer. No, I mean, I don't know. It's a fucking weird situation. I'm glad she's back, but there's also other people over there who, didn't get quite the attention. I wonder if she was in the same cell as them. That would have been fucking awkward, right? Can you imagine being, like, locked up in a Russian prison and you're, like, you're like a cell or two down from another American who's been there longer, and you're just getting all this attention. And he's like, "What the fuck, man? I've been here forever. Why are you getting all this attention?" She's like, "Well, maybe you should learn how to dribble. Maybe you should work on your free throw. Have you ever thought about being a lesbian? Is that cross your mind?" All right, I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, folks, thank you all for listening. That's the podcast for this week. I'm going to try to do a podcast. I'm going to have to. A podcast down in Chattanooga. I might try to rope my buddy Ted into doing it with me. We'll see what happens. So look forward to that. Stay tuned. Follow along. Thank you again for listening and watching. We'll see you next week. Hey, goodbye.